Oh, okay. Yeah, that I can tell that she was getting very annoying on
Yeah.
just how
Yes, okay. It works. Hello, people. I'm back. I'm fucking back. um, 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 I don't think anyone is here, like at this moment. So I'm gonna put an announcement. Let's see. Okay, woke up. I rested well. And I don't know what else to say. I'm gonna prepare the avatar here. Camera settings. Okay, it tells me to start some camera settings and stuff. Okay. There you go. I imagine we sleeping. At this time she sleeps. And at this time normal people sleep. I'm not normal. I don't. Wait, no, I woke up early because I went to sleep early. I guess that's normal, but I went to sleep like very late. No, not very late, very early, but I was like awake for a long time. I was awake since the night of the previous day. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Okay. Okay, I was checking on new donations, but someone said I need help justifying why I spent $160 on Steam. I thought it said on stream. Oh, that's a skill issue, you know. Well, Chris made a video called "Did You Know?" and it's a moving battles. Interesting. Hmm. Just casually decided to do this, and it's a 4-hour video by Smashed Tomatoes. What if we watch Smashed Tomatoes or something? The secret universe of Nickelodeon. Everything's connected. I already knew that because of some crossovers. Oh no, Sponge. No, I think SpongeBob is also connected. Let's see how it's. I'm gonna see if I can put that video. Yeah, if it's in English. Let's see if it's in, shush. That's not the video in language. It has English. It has English. 51 minutes. But I'm gonna skip some parts because I don't know some of the shows. Okay, I'm gonna put it here. I'm gonna play it. Okay, there. It's gonna be Spanish first, so I'm gonna mute it. And then I'm gonna put it in English. Whenever it wants to load English, there you go.
Call it.
Okay,
I think both are applicable because it does have a chronological order, but it
wait.
also connects all the Nickelodeon series, which although it most likely wasn't on purpose,
Trying.
they turned out quite well as a complete universe.
There you go.
I just want to warn you that this theory or hypothesis makes almost no sense. It's
Oh,
only made for entertainment purposes. Don't
no,
try to
it
find
makes sense
scientific
because
accuracy in series that are
one
not
has a
really related.
one has a crossover with another, then that one has crossover with another, and it is kind of how it works. Oh no, that's how I see it. Here. So let's see.
They just recommended each other to get the audience and that's it. Well, to explain the theory, we have to recount each series in order to understand a little bit about the psychological profiles and ways of life, since
Look,
that's
this one, the Thundermans and Henry Danger. That one made total sense because both are about superheroes. And I always, well, watched that one years ago. I should watch it again. Do you mind if video detects copyright, like from Nickelodeon or something? I mean, I will not be too surprised at this point. So yeah,
More or less how
wait, one thing, I believe you can see a show has a crossover, so you can, and then that show had another crossover with another show, then the three shows that are connected. I'm gonna change the title of the stream. Nickelodeon Nostalgia Theories. Watching Nickelodeon Nostalgia Theories. Gangnam Dance Part 6. And I also want to react to other Nickelodeon stuff. I don't know if there's time before the stream has to restart because of how long it's been. There you go. Let's see.
we make the Nick universe work. This theory should start with all that or what is that where all the older ones are young and that I'm not really considering Clarissa because that one doesn't have that much relation to anything. Just to mention.
Wait, which one? What is that one? That is from the 90s or something? Clarissa.
Mention something. Clarissa ends up when she goes to study at university. In fact, there are those who say that Clarissa is Ned Bigby's mother, but that is completely outside the Nick theory that we are trying to do here, since, well, they are different companies.
Clarissa explains it. What?
Completely outside the Nick theory that we are trying to do here, since, well, they are different companies.
Okay, just some show that shares probably directors and actors, but I don't know. I don't think it shares most of the stuff. This is almost 1 hour, but I'm gonna skip the one second now.
But it is still interesting how some writers, in fact, may
also credits to Lalito Rams.
Unintentionally end up intertwining series.
Also, I think the video sounds louder than me. Wait. There you go.
From seemingly different universes. And well, going back to note, what a time when it seemed that going to visit Orlando Studios was like a dream come true for anyone. That building even has a whole history and evolution today.
Speaking of, I may go there this year or the beginning of the next one. Let me go to Orlando, Florida to see Meshamu, and I will go with Goob. It's gonna happen most likely in November on Goob's birthday.
That is something else entirely, but boy was it a mystery.
Wait, sorry for interrupting a lot, but like, that place has Nickelodeon stuff. Let me go.
To see scenes of this at the end of each Nickelodeon cartoon or series. Always like a youth comedy laboratory, the Star Factory, so to speak, from Keenan to Amanda Byes.
I think the first one was the one of that restaurant of burgers.
Here we also see what would be the experiments of the Good Hamburger.
All that, okay, so all that is like before the Good Hamburger apparently?
We could talk about the childhood of, as I said before, all the older Nick fans. This would be a program that would last for many years until we even see the good Drake appear at the end almost. This is currently being revived in 2019, but that's for later.
No, that's what he
We
said.
continue like this and with more of the old stuff, with Kanani Kel, two friends who spend their time doing crazy things. You made me wear a
I don't know this one, so I'm gonna skip it. Good Burger.
Maybe the movies about the Good Burger would be connected here, but only because they're the same actors.
The thing is, different actors playing the same characters are still different characters. I mean, I don't have good examples that you know, but I mean, I'm sure that there was crossovers between Nickelodeon between two shows, and some actors do different characters in those shows. So like, I believe those characters never met with each other.
That is to say, it has
But
nothing
like,
to do
they're
with
still canonically different characters.
Nick theory, but I mention it so
Exactly.
you can see that I didn't forget. In it,
That's Snyder.
both actors meet working at the hamburger joint, and the one who is not Kel in these films
was
invented
an
a secret
actor.
formula for hamburgers.
Well, I suppose he was an actor, he's there.
Once again being the predecessor of future inventions like SpongeBob.
True.
And
So
we had
if you think about it, Good Burger is like the experiment field of Nickelodeon, I guess.
Already seen this about the hamburger restaurant in Old Ad. But this time
Oh my god, I want a fucking burger now. Wait, I have. Do I have? Not burger, but I have fried chicken
with the
when I eat
result of all
later
those
in a while.
experiments. Here we come to Amanda's show. Just so you know, Clarissa is from 1991, Old Dad is from 1994 onwards. Kenna is from 1996, Amanda's show is from 1999. This concludes this first phase that we could call protonic or the origin of everything.
So, yeah, I think in that moment there was not too much live action shows in Nickelodeon. I don't really know what was in Nickelodeon in that time. That was before I was born, I think. But Good Burger was still like sometimes on TV when I was a kid. I don't remember if it's a movie only or also the show. I think both. And there was something called, wait, let me search. Nickelodeon section for old shows. I remember there was some kind of section that had a certain name. No, Nick at Night. Nick at Night. A long-running evening block on the main Nickelodeon channel that typically features older sitcoms and arcade programs. That's what I used to see, but it was only at night. When I was awake at 2 a.m., which in that time it was rare, now it's always. In that time, I used to see that and I was like, what? They changed the name of Nickelodeon? And then the next day I saw that the name was Nickelodeon again. It was like, they regret changing the name because it was so unpopular. And then another night I was like, oh, they just changed the name again. They don't decide. And then until I noticed it was just a different segment. And yeah, that's where I saw some old vlogs like The Good Burger and others. I think Amanda show as well. I just don't remember too much about it. But that's like, it looked very different. It looked alien.
Amanda's show is very similar to All That At, but everything revolves around Amanda, who is the protagonist. The most important thing about
Oh,
this is the entrance of Drake and Josh.
true. I've seen about this. Drake and Josh, not the actors but the characters, were part of the Amanda show. Like, then you could say Drake and Josh is a spin-off of the Amanda show, but they do that a lot in Nickelodeon, I think. If I remember correctly, they do shows for other characters from a show, and in this case it became a lot more successful.
From here on they use an interesting formula.
Wait,
In
how is it gonna add the Fred show? Is it? Oh no, no, there's no, there's no Fred show. I guess that's good, no?
competent adults combined with very smart young
Also
people.
because Fred has his own universe, and he shares universe with the annoying Orange. Or maybe that's just, oh no, I don't have to search too much logic to that.
Or at least smarter than the adults. And absurd situations taken to the limit. There is no story to tell because it is not a story, but it is an interesting prelude to the following series. In addition, the series is
Oh,
very difficult to
no,
get.
but even if there's no story about them, it's already connected.
Drake and Josh were very young, they were teenagers.
It's weird
Here
to
we
see
also
them
see who would be
that
Audrey
way.
Parker, Drake's mother, in the series Drake and Josh. At that time, her marriage to Walter, Josh's father in the series, has not yet developed. It is here that we see a direct connection with Ken Nickel. But first, let me just say that Amanda had an incredible acting
That's
career.
Amanda.
But between the pressure, the abuse, and even the guilt of her
Oh,
parents,
true.
they
I've
ended her
heard about
emotional
that.
balance and therefore her career.
Yeah, the
That is why
actual actress suffered a lot in that those times because you know how Nickelodeon was. If you watch Quiet on Set, but that one has some weird stuff. It could be better explained that show, I guess, that documentary. But I would like to watch it anyways. But obviously, we'll have to be on Twitch or Kick where copyright doesn't matter like in YouTube too much.
we never saw her again. If not, she would have surely continued being at least a secondary character or something like that. A story that is very
True.
reminiscent
So
of Britney.
like Amanda probably would have appeared in Drake and Josh if it wasn't for all of that, no? Or she appears. Let's see. Or I got confused. Amanda Vines, Drake, and Josh. Amanda Vines in Drake and Josh. Let's see. Is Amanda show connected? I mean, it's really connectable. Amanda Bynes appears in Drake and Josh. Let's see, AI model. No, she never appeared on Drake and Josh. Oh. Imagine if, like, that's the thing. Imagine if there was no certain kind of abusive conditions in Nickelodeon sets. We would have still like Caroline nowadays. We would still have, well, we would have had Amanda in this show. I think the ones where those things happened less were in Henry Danger. Well, no, because that one also has some stuff, and the actor of Captain Man had to defend some kids or something like that. I heard. Again, I'm gonna watch that on Twitch or something. What about? Well, we will have Amanda in the. We will have extra stuff that we didn't have before. I think that didn't happen too much in SpongeBob and animated series because, like, I mean, those are animated. There's no way you can abuse animated characters.
Spears. Okay, back to what I said before.
You get my
There's
point.
a rumor that says that at the beginning of Drake and Josh, Drake says that his father was a guy named Chris who was a merchant. As you know, we did a Drake and Josh timeline a long time ago and, well, no, that's
I don't
false.
doubt
He
there
never
can
said
be a
that.
Drake and
At
Josh
least I
timeline.
didn't find anything. It would have been interesting if it were real, but it's
Wait, yeah, okay.
not. The funny thing is that if you ask the chat or Gemini, they'll tell you that it's real. But if you tell them it's not true, they'll tell you it's not true.
Wait, what?
It's real, but it's not. The funny thing is that if you ask the chat or Gemini, they'll tell you that it's real, but if you tell them it's not true, they'll tell you it's not true.
So that happens a lot with AI. You can gaslight AI into thinking something happened when it never happened, you know? But sometimes you do it accidentally by asking if something is real. What the fuck? They're gonna think it's real, you know?
So, we can
Or if you ask about it without asking if it's real or not, it will just suppose it's real.
conclude that it's false. Anyway, according to this story, Drake and Josh meet at a baseball game. They were
Oh,
waiting in line to buy foam fingers and end up fighting over them.
you know, it's Drake and
You
Josh.
started the fight. Do you think I lied? Let's just say you're not telling the truth.
Wait, what happened with that revival of Drake and Josh? See, Drake and Josh revival. No fear and complete yeah, but the thing, okay, both of the actors expressed openness to a future apparently. Yeah, but that's the thing. Okay. What they said before, it was ongoing conversation or visiting. On 2021 was reported the original proposed revival had been cancelled as production delays and bills, you know, the right bill situation. From what I've seen, he only said he was guilty, so his daughter will not. I mean, when there was no evidence, he only said he was guilty, so his daughter will not grow up and see his like past and stuff of being in trials, those images, you know. But like, you know, I believe it because the way he explained it was very believable because there was not like a long process. I don't know, the lawyer was like, the lawyer had empathy for him, and if that was true, I want to believe it's true. In any case, he was not accused of grooming, but he was accused of putting a minor in risk by, I don't remember exactly what. It was by, I don't know, inviting a minor to a meet and greet or something without parents' permissions, which, if it was true, it could be obviously bad, but obviously not the same level of grooming. And you know, I think it was not grooming just because they didn't accuse him of grooming in the trial. And you know that in the United States they go with everything they have. If they have proof that he was a groomer, they will not hide it. You know? And that's the thing, people don't know. He was never accused of that.
You ruined my first baseball game. It's likely that their parents met here for the first
True.
time,
Their
but nothing
lore
happened
with
until several years later. In high school sophomore year they meet again and that's probably when their parents finally start dating. Walter and Audrey decide to live together at her house, so Josh would move in with his father at her house. They would soon discover that they have a common enemy, Megan. And one of her first ways of finishing them off is with super hot sauce.
Megan is the name of the actress, but she's the one that is protagonist to fight Carly. Let me search it for a crossover.
You can skip this video, but you can't skip the truth. Right now in North Gaza, children are going to bed.
Oh my fucking god with politics. I hate politics. Let's see. Drake and Josh iCarly crossover.
Their first project was a Pogie that they would restore.
Never had a formal
Drake
crossover. They exist within the same Snyderverse, created by Dan Schneider. That's our name. The most direct crossover occurred in the iCarly episode I Start a Fan War. The actors, some actors from Drake and Josh. I know some characters made a cameo appearance. So it's connected.
Drake ends up crashing it. Then, one of Drake's girlfriends flirts with Josh and no one believes her until it's proven otherwise. Little by little they smooth out their differences until they become closer. Although both have somewhat opposing interests, Drake in music and his band and Josh in studying and video games.
Not a single favor can be asked of them. As you saw, Megan is too busy to go get her sister, but they're not too busy to play video games all day.
Here we meet Crazy Steve, who is the same actor as Spencer from Carly.
Oh, well, I don't think that's... As I say, two actors can be the same, and that doesn't mean that the universes are not connected. They simply don't appear at the same time, most likely, unless they use green screen or something. But other characters appear with others, so like, I don't know, they just look... Let's just say they're just people that look similar, canonically.
To explain these types of inconsistencies, there are three popular explanations. One is that these
It's simpler than what many people think.
characters are related or something like that. The second is that
No, well, you could say they're family.
Josh is a series within a series and the actress who plays Megan is Carly, and the same with Spencer and everyone else.
Yeah, exactly. The actors can be the same. Well, what I said, really.
The third explanation is that no one ever thought that everything was connected. They are simply actors working in other roles.
Yep, exactly.
Something interesting.
No, wait. I don't know, maybe, but the problem with saying that is that there were, apart from the crossovers, sometimes, as I just googled, characters from one show appeared in other show, in another of the shows. Some Drake and Josh characters appeared in iCarly being those characters. Only for that you can say it's connected, you know?
That in fact, Josh had a couple of friends who were similar to
That
them.
way, Drew and Jerry.
And when they saw that they were so talented, they gave them their own television show called Drew and Jerry.
That was so cursed because I have an image that just says Drew and Jerry without context. It just says Drew and Jerry. Let me search it. Drew and Jerry. And it's like the quality is like fucked up. I found it. Well, you have to see this. Whenever it turns, there you go. Wait, it's moving the wrong things on OBS. Okay, my mouse is definitely being stupid today. Drew and Jerry. There you go, Drew and Jerry. That's so cursed.
What will
But before that, I think...
everyone else series within a
I know, okay.
their own television show called Drew and Jerry. What will undoubtedly be a constant is Helen. Josh works at a movie theater and the owner is Helen.
She changed actress, but it's the same character. So that proves that the actors don't mean that like one actor has to be only a character. I mean, an actor, one single character could have different actors, you know, in the context.
Drake worked there for a while, and although he does everything wrong, Helen loves him. It's okay. On the other hand, Josh doesn't like her.
Well, this leaves a vacancy. Do you want to work here? But I do.
But I already am.
Yes, I accept to work
You
here.
said.
Hey, Bring me a sausage. She
Wants me to put mustard on it. I don't.
I love how the voices are so fucked up in the automatic translation, but it still works to watch the video and understand everything.
Think mustard is on by itself.
The way I like the automatic translation, it's not perfect, but it works so we can watch, well, not with every video, some people disable it, but, well, most people disable it, but it works to show stuff like this.
True. Here begins a battle between Josh and Mindy. The only thing that made Josh feel safe was that he was the smart one, but Mindy is at least twice as smart as he is. Drake is on trial and Josh wants to help him, and for this he prepares well with a portfolio of documents.
They had an Ace Attorney episode.
The bad thing is that Mindy carries 2 portfolios, which means she is better prepared. Well, this is going to get juicy. I come prepared. I bring a portfolio.
Only for that automatically makes you a good lawyer.
Hello, Mrs. Here.
No. Oh my god, the character is always smarter.
Wow, Mindy, 2 portfolios.
Do you want a certificate in AI development that shows you know how to program with real AI?
No.
Thanks to Megan, she is able
Pay you the premium.
to defeat her. And for doing this, Mindy is admitted to a mental institution. Megan is able
What?
to defeat her. And for doing this, Mindy
I
is
guess she had such a crash out for losing against Drake and Josh that they thought she was crazy and they sent her to a mental
admitted
institution.
to a mental institution. Megan, on the other hand, they never managed to defeat her. She always beat them more than once, but no. So, defeat her. She always
He's never defeated.
beat them more than once, but
Megan is never defeated, ever. Wow.
no.
Like in the whole show,
So,
not even to give the audience the satisfaction that the antagonist is defeated, you know?
Drake was about to get married by force, but in the end it
Huh?
was a false alarm. Then, Mindy returns and gets closer to Josh again. She forms an alliance with Megan to annoy Josh. They end up dating and practically their entire relationship lasts for the rest of the series. Josh decides to lose weight, and although this is only seen in 1 episode, it is real. I mean, from here on he does
It's
start
real.
to lose a lot of weight.
Wow.
They get into serious trouble when they take Megan to the airport in a special because they get to the wrong destination. While looking for her, they end up getting involved in the business of some counterfeiters. On one occasion, Josh meets Oprah, but ends up accidentally running her over, and Mindy tells Josh that she
What?
loves him, although he doesn't know what to say because he was scared, even though he felt
Okay,
the
but one
same
thing,
way.
how I'm gonna. I know I haven't finished that section. I want to see how this is connected. I think he's gonna say them are Carolina.
And then other problems that cause their relationship to end and keep
But this is
coming.
a chronology, no?
Mindy just said she loves me and that I said, see you in chemistry. And then I slammed the door in her face. When a girl says I love you, it's time to cut and run. And if I love her too. Why are you hitting me? Because you're talking crazy things. Do you really think you might be in love with Mindy? I have to think about it. And how can I forget the episode where they build a treehouse with no door? They also discover that Megan's boyfriend was a woman.
Drake. Where is the door?
Josh gets back together with Mindy at some point, although it's not clear when, except that he is seen with her in the new special. They end up being wrongfully
New special?
prosecuted and are given probation. This is where I Am 101 begins, and Carly hasn't. To do a quick recap, Amanda Show is from 1999, Drake Goosh is from 2004.
Okay.
I Am 101 is from 2005.
Amanda doesn't appear anymore. You can't say she doesn't appear anymore.
In other words, Drake and Josh hadn't even finished yet and they were already making I Am. And Carly goes on to 2007, many years later. In 2010, Victorious arrives, and in 2013, Sam and Kat.
Yeah, but
This
it can still be connected. And still be from different
whole thing
years.
can be considered the teenage era or the central universe, whatever you want to call it. I Am 101
What, the one of the Thunderman is the adult era?
is, well, because of the bedroom, number 101. This is where the most important event of the entire series takes place. Chase meets Zoe, and from then on, he practically becomes obsessed with her. Zoe quickly becomes popular for her character and because the men at that school are not used to having female classmates, since it was an all-boys school.
All
Here
boys
begins a
school. So that's the lore of Soy 101. I was thinking. What was I thinking before I forgot? Okay, yeah, the different years. The mean is not the same universe. If anything, it makes that universe more, have more lore, you know. And it's a weird example, but in GTA you can see it. GTA is the same universe since the first to the last game. I mean, the protagonist of GTA 3 is that is from like I think the year 2001 canonically. Also appears in a game that is in the year 2013. That is GTA 2, and that's confirmed in a while in GTA 4. No, not in GTA 4. That's confirmed in by one of the developers. In a way, well, that's a whole lore we should watch someday.
Zoe quickly becomes popular for her character and because the men at that school are not used to having female classmates, since it was an all-boys school. Here begins a war between Logan and Zoe, and Chase always gets caught in the middle trying to help Zoe. A gift from me to you.
Chase, was it your idea? I had nothing to do with it. It was him.
And when Chase tries to be honest with her, she very, very rarely accepts it. Even so, she ends up telling him that she is absolutely right so that he does not get mad.
Can you believe what she said? Something like that. How come? Look, you treat him like a baby sometimes? No, that's not true. I don't treat Dustin like a baby.
Of course I do. For a while,
Of course you do. No, of course I do. I suppose that he said.
Zoe was interested in Logan, but that didn't last long and Chase
Wait,
didn't
wait.
even consider him.
Honestly,
connect
I
with
don't
Drake
think
and
I've ever watched Soy 100, Soy 101,
Josh.
101.
Those shirts.
Really awesome. I'll play not
Wait.
raise money for Drake. Here we connect with Drake and Josh. Zoe and her friends raise money for Drake Bell to come and play his music for the entire school. Despite failing to raise the money, Drake agrees to play for free in exchange for them selling him the shirt designs that Zoe made.
Where did they get those shirts?
Oh, I made them.
Really? They're awesome. Really awesome. Their design is better than ours. I'll tell you what, let's use the design that you made and I'll play at your concert for free. It's important to note that Drake is not referred to as Drake Parker, but as Drake Bell, his real-life name, which feeds into the idea of the series within the series.
I mean, that's like when, I don't know, when Uncle Grandpa met his creator. I mean, here he's not Drake Parker, he's Drake Bell, which means he's the one that is like real, the one that plays rock, the one that, well, both play rock, but the one that is a celebrity, you know? In the real world, Drake Bell is a celebrity, but in the Drake and Josh world, he's just a random guy.
Anyway, Chase has the opportunity to have several girlfriends, but he never settles for anything because what he
the show represents his past. No, that doesn't make sense.
really wants is to date Zoe. And this happens on several occasions, putting some of Chase's work. Cardi, or rather, Sam from iCarly ends up showing up, misinterpreting some of Chase's words and forcing him to be her boyfriend. And well,
yeah, this is perfectly connected.
He was a bit of a jerk. The thing is, Chase is attractive, but he only thinks about Zoe. Here Jeanette appears as Trisha Kirby, not Sam. So here the Nick theory breaks down again.
I mean, yeah, but it's just a different character by the same actress. I believe that, I mean, yeah, there are some crossovers. He didn't mention it, but in Drake and Josh, in iCarly, or maybe he's gonna mention it. Yeah, iCarly is next. Some Drake and Josh characters appear in iCarly, and it's the same characters, not only the same actors.
Miranda also appears, who is Carly, but she doesn't have a role related to anything either. Besides, at that time iCarly didn't exist. Zoe ends up leaving.
Well, then that makes more sense. When it started existing, then you can see all the connections.
Leaving for England, and although Chase is able to reach her and finally declare his love for Zoe, things only work for a short time. Chase achieves his most cherished dream, but many years later it is seen that they have separated and they see each other again, and it is quite an argument with all these revival series and revival movies. As for the crossovers, there it is with Zoe, although we will return to the movie later.
Every voyage is a step toward
Pay you
greatness.
the
The
premium.
ocean is vast.
That's not even Johnny Depp. That's freaking.
And finally,
That's
in
not Jack Sparrow.
2007, the series that has the most connections with Carly. One of the most important characters is Spencer. We had previously seen the actor as
Still soy, no.
Crazy Steve and other things. Here his name is Spencer, but he still has a level of madness very similar to Crazy Steve. All these things make us think that then perhaps they could be the same or related or, well, they know that I—
Look, that's not confirmed. They could just be the same actor with but different character. What the fuck? But like, that doesn't mean that other character can be the same.
paid for him to study law.
It's not
It
that those two things are compatible.
is possible that he dropped out of school. Are you playing? No. Tell me he's playing. He's in charge of Carly, since her father works in the Navy and her mother simply isn't around.
This makes me want to watch all of these shows. Like all of them. I should make my channel have like, I should make my Twitch be for anime or cartoons or these kind of shows. Especially nostalgia shows. And I want to watch like every episode that existed of these things, which will take years, but I believe with consistency as possible. I'm thinking we can do part of the donaton, be in Twitch and kick. I mean, people donated on YouTube, but they can also donate on Twitch. Well, like, or I could just do like open a secondary stream on YouTube, or what if one of them asks me. So let's see. Where's the?
It's still
Wait, I'm gonna end this part of the stream in some seconds, and I'm gonna start another in some minutes after I prepare my fried chicken.
unknown at this point, but he's probably a golden cup or something. As an older brother, Spencer is a 10 out of 10 in every way, within the human sense of course. And an interesting fact about Sam, Carly's friend, is that it seems that she's always been in love with Spencer and is a fan of
Wait, but the theory is already confirmed because Amanda and Drake and Josh. And what I said of Carly and Drake and Josh.
Bell.
Like having characters in common. Even if they appeared in one episode, that's already part of the theory.
Because there's a picture of him in her locker.
Yeah, but that could be Drake Bell. We know Drake Bell and Drake Beck, what's the name? Are different characters in the same universe. Okay, I'm gonna end the stream. I'm gonna start another. So give me some minutes to prepare my food and then return. And then we'll continue watching this video.